We are in the rainforest of Costa Rica in Central America, and you are invited to follow us into this universe of biological diversity. Join us. You may encounter creatures that hide in the shade. Or you may find spectacular birds, like the Montezuma oropendola. Discover with us the life that can be found underneath this roof of treetops. Leaf cutters, a very special species of ant. Every single ant carries a piece of leaf high up from the canopy of the jungle down to the ground. Believe it or not, this is not their food. Some of these carried leaves may themselves carry a passenger, very tiny ant specimens to defend the other ants from dangers above. These could be parasitic wasps or predatory flies. These leaf-cutting ants have a very special kind of occupation. They are farmers. All pieces of leaves are carried deep underground into the ant's burrow. In chambers with a very special climate, they cultivate a fungus out of them. This is a very complicated exercise for small insects with tiny brains. The ants' only nutrition is the fungus they grow in the dark of their nest. The huge nest of leafcutters can even be seen from a distance. It could be larger than 20 square meters. There's one predator in the rainforest not only leafcutters are afraid of. A species of ant that is totally different. Highly predatory army ants. The leafcutters are sending their largest soldiers to the entrances. But army ants are fearless, and they are a lot. Thousands of bodies are on the run. Army ants may rest in a hollow tree only during the night. To protect themselves, they form a bivouac out of their own bodies. They will not stop until they overpowered everything they find on their way. Even a larger predator, like the centipede, can only escape as fast as he can. This is the volcanic area of Rincón de la Vieja. Here a species of acacia shrub can be found. One with big thorns that even look like swollen. These thorns are hollow and are home to very tiny ants, pseudomyrmex. Indeed, these ants are kept by the plant as an effective protection force. The plant provides home and even sugary food that is only grown just for the ants. If another plant tries to entangle the acacia, so the mimics will immediately bite it off. Sometimes, hanging from a branch of a tree, a strange brown thing can be localized. A tree termite's nest. Tree termites feed on dead plant material, which they also find on the ground. They create a tube for protection in which they run up and down. Termites are totally blind and only navigate by using their sense of smell. The inner structure of a termite's nest is highly functional and works as a perfect air condition. There are times in the life of termites where the best tube does not help against a predator. Golden-naped woodpeckers love termites. What falls to the ground could be a fine snack for a Central American whiptail. An animal being specialized on feeding on tree termites is the tamandua. Tamanduas are strange-looking mammals that are related to giant anteaters, armadillos, and, believe it or not, sloths. Tamanduas are creatures with a very poor eyesight, and they are not very fast. This is the major reason why they are often killed on the road. But fortunately here on this dirt track in the Palo Verde National Park, the cars drive very, very slowly. Because of the fact that termites will sooner or later defend their nest chemically, a tamandua has to find 50 or more colonies during a day. The story about Costa Rican ants and termites would not be complete without the biggest one to be found in the rainforest. This ant is mainly nocturnal, and it's huge. Paraponera, the bullet ant. If the nest is attacked, these ants are able to squeak loudly and release a musky odor. Growing around 2 centimeters long, up to 1,000 workers hunt for insects and may also collect nectar. No species of insect in the world delivers a more painful sting. This extreme pain could last for 24 hours. On a sting pain index from 1 to 10, these ants are a clear 10. Danger and beauty are part of the rainforest from the very early beginning. Whether it is a ficus plant that could strangle other trees to death, or the beautiful golden orb weaver, a spider that is as big as a man's hand. Trichonephila constructs an orb web that could be 2 meters in size and could catch large butterflies or even small bats. One of Costa Rica's most famous animals is the red-eyed tree frog. Mainly active during the night, this one already managed to lay a clutch of eggs. These eggs are glued to a leaf just above the water. The hatching tadpoles will just drop down and are safe at last. In the black of night, red-eyed tree frogs look for all kinds of insects they can overpower. An early morning in the rainforest is the best time to encounter fascinating birds. Motmots. These beautiful birds love to hunt for beautiful butterflies. On the trunk of a nearby tree, hundreds of legs are shaking. For some of us, surely an arachnophobic nightmare. These very long legs belong to arachnids that form groups in order to protect themselves. Giant harvestmen. By the way, these harvestmen are absolutely harmless. A giant rainforest tree can grow up to 50 meters tall and is in itself a whole ecosystem. The buttresses of this kapok or saber tree can be larger than 10 meters. This tree is 400 years old. And it keeps a secret. There are creatures hiding in the crevices. Greater white-lined bats. They live in groups formed by a male with its harem. And they love to be clean at all times. To keep his females together, a male greater white-lined bat flies over its harem and sprays the females with a strong-smelling substance. And he twitters loudly. These bats feed on many species of insects they find in the night. Fortunately, these stingless bees are most active during the day. These tiny bees are harmless as they have no stinger at all. If these little creatures decide to attack, they produce a pheromone based on citronella. In the Costa Rican rainforest, beside many other insects, these little bees are important pollinators to a variety of flowers. There may be more than 50 different species of stingless bees living in Costa Rica, and every colony lives with a single queen and thousands of worker bees. The world of insects to be found in a rainforest is most fascinating. Highly nocturnal are poica wasps. Sitting closely together, they warm the brood inside or use their wings as a fan to cool it. Many butterflies use false eyes to disturb predators. This butterfly is perfectly camouflaged. But getting closer, he also has false eyes. It's the yellow-edged owl butterfly with wings being 12 centimeters long. Some caterpillars still have to become a beautiful butterfly. Beautiful colors may signalize toxicity. Some insects may face a serious threat they cannot escape from. This huge moth on a tree died from an infection. It was killed by a zombie fungus. This species of fungus is a truly horrifying parasite, keeping the moth alive until it climbs to a spore-sprinkling height. Arenal, Costa Rica's most beautiful volcano. Thermal activity heats up rivers to about 40 degrees Celsius. Hard to believe, but there is life in these steaming waters. A little fish does well here, and is in fact one of the land's most common. The Costa Rican molly. A female gives birth to fully developed living young, and this about every 30 days. The molly is so tough that it thrives in the mangroves as well as in the mountains. Some thermal waters are by far too hot, even for mollies. The boiling mud holes of Rincon de la Vieja volcano. Nothing is able to live here. Costa Rica is home to 52 species of hummingbirds. And 5 species of jays. This one is a white-throated magpie jay. These birds can be noisy and are very curious. When they start to breed, they are cooperative, and several adults using one nest. The ocellated antbird follows army ants into the dense undergrowth. There the antbird catches all the small creatures that try to escape from the army ants. Arenal Volcano National Park, and an encounter with shy mammals that are rarely seen. Collared peccaries. Though peccaries might look like a pig, they are not related to the pigs that we know. There are features that distinguish a peccary from any other kind of pig. Peccaries bear a large scent gland on the back, and their tusks are pointed forward. They live in large groups with 50 or more individuals roaming the jungle floor. High above, a ferrugineous pygmy owl watches the herd to pass. Peccaries are sometimes considered to be Central America's most dangerous mammal. In fact, they are fearless and will defend their offspring even against a jaguar or puma. Feeding on everything they find on the ground, they follow groups of monkeys, hoping for a falling fruit. Here they are, foraging through the canopy. Geoffroy spider monkey. Finding everything they need high up in the trees, they rarely descend to the jungle floor. Sometimes more than 30 individuals sleep in large trees and split into smaller groups during the day. Geoffroy spider monkey is one of the 4 species of monkeys that inhabit Costa Rica. Fruiting trees are interesting for many kinds of animals. A white-nosed coati. Coatis are relatives of the raccoon and usually active on the ground, but they are excellent climbers. Large groups of coatis are usually set up by females with their offspring. For most of the time, males live separately and only join the females in the time of mating. These young ones are too curious to be afraid of the camera. Coatis are highly intelligent and they know that tourists may be a source for a free meal. White-nosed coatis are common animals in Costa Rica and they inhabit every national park and wildlife refuge. Although they look tame and calm, they are wild animals and can bite. Always keep that in mind. In the next episode we will change our time of activity and get to know creatures from the night in the rainforest of Costa Rica.